This afternoon, Ghana, we will be looking at public procurement in Ghana and issues surrounding breaches of procurement of law. We will get back to you with all these stories Tuesday. Let's take the stories. The Ministry of the Interior has renewed calls for strict compliance with Ghana's regulatory standards governing the importation, deployment, operation and decommission of armored bullion vehicles used for transportation of cash and other high-value assets. Deputy Minister for the Interior Ebenezer Telabi says effective regulation and inter-agency collaboration are critical to protecting lives, assets and the general public.
The guidelines launched by the Minister for Interior, Muntaka Mubarak, in December 2025, seek to strengthen oversight of armored bullion vehicles throughout their life cycle from importation and certification to deployment, inspection and eventual decommissioning. The workshop brought together institutions, including the Ministry of Interior, Ghana Revenue Authority Customs Division, Ghana Police Service, Bank of Ghana and other relevant regulators and operators. Deputy Minister for Interior Ebenezer Telabi says the need for effective regulation of armored bullion vehicles has become increasingly important following a series of armed attacks on cash-in-transit vehicles, some of which resulted in fatalities.
The need for effective regulation of ABVs have become increasingly important, particularly in view of the security risk associated with the transportation of cash and other high-value assets. You may recall that there were at least five regrettable armed attacks between 2021 and 2023, three of which were fatal and resulted in the loss of lives.
Assistant Commissioner at the GRA's Post-Clearance Audit Department, Alphonse Queen, says Customs has a critical role in ensuring that armored bullion vehicles entering Ghana comply with the required documentation, classification, valuation, inspection and certification procedures, describing armored bullion vehicles as a security asset whose importation carries implications beyond the payment of duties.
The purpose of this workshop is therefore not merely to acquaint officers with the relevant guidelines, but to ensure that we develop a common and practical understanding of the standards governing these vehicles throughout their life cycle, from importation through retrofitting and usage to decommissioning, and of exactly where the customs rule begins and ends within that change.
The workshop is expected to strengthen the capacity of officers and industry stakeholders to consistently implement the armored bullion vehicle guidelines and standards. For Metro News, Vanessa Idotumbuating, Accra.
Moving on, in the lawmaking house, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has sharply criticized the operations of Gold Board, alleging that its activities have inflicted massive financial losses on the Bank of Ghana and pushed the institution into what they describe as technical bankruptcy. Speaking at a press conference, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin claimed Gold Board's operations alone accounted for 22 billion Ghana cedis in losses in 2025, a figure he said represents 17% of the value of every ounce of gold sold.
Decision-making or influencing the operational decisions may enjoy the upside of increased volumes and fees without carrying an equivalent share of the downside when the transactions perform poorly. That is precisely why strong risk limits, independent oversight, transparent pricing rules, and clear accountability arrangements were indispensable. The 22 billion outcome raises serious questions about whether those protections were adequate. Now, I repeat, Gold Board cannot hide behind accounting technicalities. Gold Board, I must say, is entitled to make the accounting point that it was purchasing gold on behalf of Bank of Ghana. But agency does not extinguish operational responsibility. An agent entrusted with billions of cedis of public resources remain responsible for the quality of its execution.
Moving on, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nano Pukwudjemon, has charged the civil service to translate government policies into real benefits for citizens, stressing that the true measure of reforms is whether people receive better services. She was speaking at the grand climax of the 2026 Civil Service Week and Awards ceremony. The Civil Service Week celebration seeks to honor civil servants who have distinguished themselves in service to the nation. Speaking at the climax of the celebration, the Vice President said national aspirations cannot be achieved without a strong, professional and accountable civil service. Professor Jane Nano Pukwudjemon also highlighted ongoing initiatives such as the National Public Sector Reforms Strategy 2, a new national emoluments policy aimed at strengthening public financial management controls. She urged civil servants to work diligently to deliver results.
Every officer who performs their duties diligently, serves the public with integrity, and contributes to the work of the service has a part in our collective progress. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the success of the Resetting Ghana agenda will depend in no small measure on the civil service. I therefore urge all civil service staff to come fully on board. I believe you're already on board. Please, let's renew our commitment to professionalism, strengthen collaboration across ministries, departments and agencies, and place citizens at the center of decision making.
On his part, head of the civil service, Dr. Evans Agri-Dakon, urged staff to shift from routine to results, stressing that success will be measured not by the work undertaken, but by the quality and impact of services delivered.
As we reset the agenda for sustainable development, let us also reset the way we work. Let us move. And where are we moving? We are moving from routine to results. We are moving from silos to collaboration. We are also moving from process-driven to citizen-focused services, from traditional approaches to innovation and digital solutions. And invariably, we are also doing things right, moving from doing things right to doing the right things that deliver impact.
The 2026 Civil Service Week was held under the theme, Building a Resilient, Inclusive and Innovative Civil Service for Accelerated Development. Now in other stories, Ghana's sanitation challenges remain visible in communities across the country. Ahead of Metro TV's Clean Conference happening this Friday, my colleague Ikuyabe Bio visited Jamestown and neighboring communities to examine the realities on the ground. Here's a report.
It's about 6 a.m. and this is the time of the day most people wake up, take their bath and use the washroom before starting their daily activities. But in this part of the nation's capital, finding a clean and hygienic place of convenience is often a challenge.
For some, it is simply a beach. For others, it is a place to work. And for some residents, the shoreline has become a place to relieve themselves. This is Jamestown, one of Accra's historic coastal communities. Behind its vibrant streets and rich history is a sanitation challenge that raises a much bigger question. How far has Ghana come in its journey towards universal access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene?
Yeah, we have a toilet for here. It's a dirty toilet. If you enter the toilet, it's not a nice toilet. We are saying, if you enter the toilet, you see plenty dirty things. The toilet paper is not dirty. The toilet is not good for us. As you want to the AMA, come and see the toilet. They do something nice for these people we are here. You know? But if you say the government want to know the toilet is still here, we said dirty. If you enter inside, you see water from water. Before you enter inside, you see somebody go shit. You forget the toilet. The shit for the no shit for the toilet. The shit for this different place. And it's no nice for wears. Guys, they want the government to come and help this toilet.
From here, where I stand, you are moving right to the way they will call it seashore. Around the area is called Kofu. Down there. Many people they go toilet. Even when you go there, plastic. Many plastic in the boiler. It's not down there. Over right now, when you move to there, my brother can go and show you there. It will be nice. Many people go for AMA to report. They didn't. Yes. Many people enter there. So today, I am here. I want to say something. Whether you can help us about this because or I think they go too much.
For residents who depend on public toilet facilities, the question is not whether sanitation matters. It is how accessible and affordable these facilities are.
In a day, about how many people visit this facility?
There are many, can't count. There are many, but
would they be up to 50 in a day?
Oh, more than 50. There are many. That's why I said it. Some of them don't have it, but nowadays some of them they just make some in the homes. Yeah, but those who just come, they are the people like they don't have any access. Yeah.
SDG 6 calls for clean water and sanitation for all by 2030, and the deadline is only 4 years away.
Sustainable Development Goal 6 is not just about numbers and international commitments, but whether people can have access to safe drinking water and adequate hygiene facilities, whether wastewater is safely managed, and whether people can live in an environment where sanitation does not threaten their health.
In 2020, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly provided 250 household toilet facilities at no cost to beneficiaries in coastal communities, including Jamestown. But have these interventions been enough? SDG 6 also calls for the protection of water resources and the reduction of pollution. Our focus now turns to traditional basket weaving, examining how artisans manage the waste generated in the production process.
It will be good to have dustbins here, which will be emptied perhaps weekly.
I think so. No, kebe boy. Yewo engeti bi omu a ebi aba aban bi akse gu anu mane ya ye gu anu engeti na ne o pake go shop na kra no o pama nkisi so mu a o gina ho kra bi a 3 seconds na shit.
The sanitation, water and environmental challenges require concerted national action. This is why Metro TV, Metro Digital, Original TV and Original FM present the Clean Conference 2026.
Behind me is the City Conference Hall, and this is where ideas, experiences and solutions will come together in a collective effort to drive meaningful change.
The Clean Conference 2026 kicks off on Friday, 21st August 2026, exactly at 9 a.m. at the University of Ghana City Conference Hall, under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards the UN SDGs Agenda 2030, with a focus on SDG 6, SDG 7, and SDG 12.
Ignite Media is positioning itself as a major advocacy platform for sanitation conversations, and not only sanitation conversations, the wash sector, so water, sanitation, hygiene, environment, sustainability, and so on and so forth. A lot of people concentrate on the silting of gutters and so on and so forth, but the conversation is not only about that. It's about the generation of waste from our houses, through our offices, to the manufacturing companies, the plastic companies, the beverage companies, the bottles that we produce, where do they end up?
On Saturday, 22nd August, the call for action moves from the conference room to the streets with a massive cleanup exercise across major streets of Accra, led by the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Deborah.
Metro TV, Original FM, Metro Digital. We are not just thinking theoretically. We are not just talking. There's a lot of talk shop around the country. So, whilst we've got the Chief of Staff's Excellence by Mayput, Dr. Julius Deborah, to lead the conference, we again arranged with him that on Saturday, let's move around town, let's gather people, let's show leadership by putting our hands and our foot on the ground and getting everybody else.
Join the Clean Conference and the cleanup exercise as we turn ideas into action.
Well, I'll see you on Friday at 9 a.m. at the CD Conference Center, University of Ghana, Legon. Moving on, Member of Parliament for the Segnarigu constituency, Atta Issa, has promised to explore every legitimate opportunity available to support development and economic empowerment for his constituents. He made the pledge after distributing over 470 working tools to various artisans in the constituency. There's more in this report by Al-Hassan Dibaba.
The 475 working tools and equipment support to artisans across the constituency marks the second phase of support by the Member of Parliament for artisans, following the distribution of 550 working equipment earlier this year. The items distributed included hair dryers, makeup kits, barbering kits, tailoring machines and industrial sewing machines, among others.
I've always believed that the ultimate purpose of political leadership is not merely to occupy public office. Leadership must translate into tangible improvements into the lives of people. When a young tailor has a skill but cannot afford a sewing machine, leadership must be concerned. When a trained hairdresser completes an apprenticeship but cannot acquire the equipment to establish a salon, leadership must be concerned.
He added that having the skills to work without the necessary tools and equipment to do so is meaningless, assuring residents in his constituency the necessary support and tools to work with.
We are continuing that commitment, and I want to assure the people of Segnarigu that we will continue to explore every legitimate opportunity available to support our artisans, entrepreneurs, women and young people. We cannot promise that every problem will disappear overnight or over a 4-year period.
To many of the beneficiaries, the support goes beyond the distribution of physical items, but opportunities for self-employment, economic independence, business growth, and improved livelihoods.
Has done marvelously well in giving us the tools and machines to do the work.
When we come, he give a hair dryer. We really appreciate it.
And the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Boa, says government's proposed reforms in Ghana's mining sector will give local economies and communities greater participation in decisions concerning mining activities in the country. Speaking at the commissioning of the Daman District Minerals Commission office in the Western region, the minister said the reforms formed part of government's commitment to ensuring responsible and sustainable management of the country's mineral resources.
For many years, mining communities have had little or no involvement in decisions to grant mining licenses, with most processes being handled from the Minerals Commission's headquarters in Accra. According to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, however, the new mining law being spearheaded by the government will introduce district mining committees comprising chiefs, community leaders, assembly members, Environmental Protection Agency officials, and other relevant stakeholders.
If you want a mining license, medium license, whatever, you have to come to Daman. And I'm happy we are trying to make sure that the district mining officers are here. We'll form what we call the district mining committees. It's made up of the chiefs, community leaders, assembly members, EP and income officials. We will take you to exactly the area you would say you want for mining.
He added the establishment of the Damine District Minerals Commission Office was therefore part of efforts to decentralize mining services and ensure the residents could access essential services without traveling to Accra.
We are focusing on decentralizing a lot of the services. It's not only the Minerals Commission, I also oversee the Lands Commission. Just in the last year, we have created over 32 district new Lands Commission offices.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission, Isaac Andrews Tando, said the commissioning of the Damine District Office marks a significant milestone in efforts to transform the governance and administration of Ghana's mineral resources.
The commissioning of this office here in Damine marks a significant milestone in our ongoing journey to transform the governance of our mineral resources. This is a physical manifestation of our commitment to modernizing mineral administration in Ghana. For far too long, the perception has been that Minerals Commission operates as a distant regulatory authority in Accra. We want that narrative changed today.
He said the Minerals Commission will continue to bring essential services closer to mining communities. Now, the Obahima of Asin Bosomadre Nanabina Mpuma Ikubra has initiated a project to plant over 3,000 trees as part of efforts to restore the lost forest cover in Central Region and combat climate change. She was speaking at the Abosomdwe Ahobo Festival in the Central Region.
The Director of Administration and Climate Finance at the Ministry, Frank Agri, who read the speech on behalf of the sector minister, said the ministry was established to bridge the gaps by coordinating climate action, mobilizing climate finance, and supporting Ghana's commitment to its nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement. To strengthen climate governance, the minister announced that his office has established an interministerial and agency technical working group to coordinate national climate interventions.
To move from vision to action, we are ending the era of siloed climate interventions. First, my office, and I mean the Office of the Minister of State, has created an interministerial and agency technical working group to serve as our central vehicle for scaling up national climate action for maximum impact. Also, when we meet the interministerial committee or technical committee, the discussion is always centered on Accra. You don't hear them talking about the subnational actions. So we feel that this engagement will bridge that gap.
The Upper West Regional Minister, Charles Luanga, whose speech was delivered on his behalf by the Regional Development Planning Officer, Ni Ajayi Lai, described climate change as one of the greatest development challenges facing the world today. He said the effects of climate change are already being experienced across the Upper West region through erratic rainfall, declining agricultural productivity, water shortages, biodiversity loss, floods and prolonged droughts.
For regions such as ours, where agriculture remains the backbone of the local economy, the implications are even more profound. In the Upper West region, climate change is not a theoretical concept. It is experienced daily by the farmer whose planting season has become increasingly unpredictable, by the large stock farmers searching for pasture and water, by communities whose livelihoods are disrupted by prolonged dry spells and occasional flooding, and by our assemblies, which must continually repair damaged infrastructure with limited resources. These realities remind us that climate action is no longer optional. It is indispensable to our development aspirations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government of His Excellency the President has demonstrated a clear commitment to placing climate resilience and environmental sustainability at the center of Ghana's development agenda. Through policies and programs that promote climate-smart agriculture, landscape restoration, sustainable water resource management.
The stakeholder engagement was attended by municipal and district chief executives, planning officers, coordinating directors, among others, across the Upper West region. There were power presentations by staff of the ministry on the need to combat climate change, with the MMDCs actively participating in the discussion. From the Upper West region, another engagement will be held in the Savannah region in furtherance of the ministry's resolve to decentralize action.
The Institute for Fiscal Studies is urging government to adopt realistic fiscal projections, improve budget execution, and increase revenue from small-scale mining. For the first half of 2026, government had budgeted 172.54 billion Ghana cedis for expenditure, but actual spending stood at 136.94 billion cedis, a shortfall of 35.60 billion cedis. The IF says the underspending has affected the budget's credibility and constrained development spending. Here is the Executive Director, Dr. Said Boachi, speaking at the media engagement.
In this coverage is most appropriate. Indeed, the Minister of Finance was correct in his observation that SOE's persistent financial failures have contributed significantly to Ghana's debt problems. We therefore endorse the efforts to rein in them financially. Despite the above positive points, the mid-year budget review has serious challenges. These are: number one, poor budget execution. The 2026 budget outcomes in the first half of the year show that the budget is being poorly executed. While the government planned to spend 172.5 billion, including arrears payments, in the first half of the year, as stated earlier, as stated by Dr. Ado, its actual expenditure fell short by as much as 35.6 billion Ghana cedis, representing 20.6% of the budgeted amount. Again, as stated earlier, capital expenditure fell short by as much as 14.35 billion, representing 39.3% of the budgeted amount. In arrears payments, fell short by 8.64 billion, representing a whopping 61.8% of the budgeted amount. It is important to point out that these two expenditure items are critical for economic growth and development. Capital expenditure and arrears payment, they are critical for economic growth and development. Arrears payment, for instance, oils economic activities by providing liquidity to government contractors and suppliers and the businesses that depend on them.
That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for staying with us. My dress is by Vandi Originals on Instagram. We'll go for a quick break. Good afternoon, Ghana continues.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress,
parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students, look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit the Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena, bra. Abena.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, I can't eat any of that.
Abena rice. FDA
In Biggie's house, there's no place to hide. And even when you think no one is watching, the energy can swing in an instant. This BB Naija Season 11, everything burns brighter. Only the biggest moves tip the scale, because nothing is given, but everything is for the taking when the world watches. Will you be outshined, or will you step up and take the spotlight? Big Brother Naija Season 11, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Headline sponsor, Bet Power.
Yeah.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS approved and supported initiative for all first year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by G.
welcome to the program. Good afternoon, Ghana, here on Metro TV. Today is the 18th of August, and we're glad to be back on your set, doing this for God and country always. And my name is Desmond Okreku Dance. We're live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana, also on YouTube, Metro TV Ghana, DSTV channel 277. We're live on there. Today's a packed one. We have a number of conversations coming up on the program till 2 p.m. when we wrap up. So do well to stay with us till the very end. We'll get into a bit of politics with the NPP's reorganization. A number of people are aspiring to become executives at the national level. Yesterday we had Richard Ahiagba, who is Director of Communications for the NPP, but now he wants to become the National Affairs Vice Chair. We had him on the show yesterday. Today we have a young man, you must have seen him on social media, doing a lot of talks for the NPP. You know him as Adenta Kumi, who will join us today on the show to talk about his aspirations for the party in the upcoming national executive election. And also later, we have gospel musician Ohima Mercy join us on the table. We'll talk about his upcoming program. But for now, joining me is a man that we've been trying to look at the portfolio and use, which one to do the introduction. But for the purpose of this conversation, I'll keep it simple and short. Our guest this afternoon, seated here, will be talking about governance from the boardroom. We'll be talking about all the perspectives from the boardroom. And in fact, he came here with a beautiful book for me, Practical Perspectives on Boardroom Governance. Professor Douglas Boateng is my guest. He's founder and convener of the Boardroom Governance Summit. We'll talk about that. And also former board member for the Procurement Authority, and he'll be joined. He's here, so we'll talk about this and some insights from this book and other things that you probably didn't know what happens from the boardroom and all that. Today, we'll share that with us. Prof, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your audience.
We're talking about this off air, but there's a lot of academic work, as I even see here, and a lot of things here. My first question, as a young man who is trying to follow through that, do you get tired of knowledge?
No. You have to keep going until you become senile. Knowledge is a continuum. You never stop learning until you are obviously gone.
Is there no a point where you say, you're fine, it's okay, I've learned enough?
No, you never learn enough, no. That's the journey of life. You learn new things every day.
Okay. This is a question I'm also asking on behalf of Nana Kwesi, because we've been talking about it, and this is good, Prof. So, Prof, let's begin from your work as you've done over the past years in terms of institutions that you've been part of and decision making from there. So, as I was reading the synopsis for our conversation, many a times in our political space, we've seen people who have done so well individually in their own companies, and then you'd think that, okay, well, since they've done well there in terms of governing their own thing, doing their own thing, when it comes to the public space, public governance, they'll be able to follow suit with that same, experience and good work that they've done in the public space. What's the problem in terms of governance, private individual governance, and when you get to the public space governance also, what are the differences in there?
Well, the difference between the public and private sector governance is the fact that in a lot of cases it's rather unfortunate. There's a lot of interference when it comes to governance in the public sector. And you have to be bold enough and have the conscience to be able to say no.
Interference from?
Interference from, sometimes they mean well. Individuals, our good brothers in politics, and sometimes even in the private sector, individuals who have a vested interest. But if you are obviously in a position to serve society, not self, you must be able to have a conscience and sometimes say, no, this is not right. And in most cases, they do listen. When they know that there's long-term implications, they do listen. I've seen that. That is why, for me, I'm always hopeful that the best is ahead of us. You can do better. Oh, yes.
So if it's private, you can make all the decisions for yourself and bear the consequences thereof.
Yes.
But in the public space, you'd have to consider a lot of things.
Oh, yes. Definitely you have to consider society as a whole.
Right.
Yeah, governance in the in the public sector is not just confined to the organization. You have 33 or 35 million people, depending on which statistics you read, to think about.
Okay.
Yes. So it's much more complex. But when you have a generational mindset, you are able to say and convince the people that matter that, no, this is not in your interest, nor is it in the interest of society.
Okay. All right. So Prof, if you are on a, so for you, for instance, you are a board member for the PPA, and usually people would hear the CEO, the MD, and then there's the board. People usually would say that, well, the board, or they just go and sit down and, you know, we don't know. We always see the face of the MD, the CEOs, and the media, all of that. What exactly does the board do?
The board is there to supervise. And by the way, it's not just PP. I was the chairman of Labadi Hotel. And Labadi Hotel right now is among the most admired 5-star hotel on the continent.
Right.
And it's because the board was very active. The board challenged, but not managed. They provided directional input. And the committees also did work.
Okay.
So that is why Labadi is doing extremely well. The same thing happened at PPA. The board was also very active in terms of their supervisory duties. Sometimes there's a bit of a confusion in terms of supervisory and managerial.
Okay.
Yeah, and once you know the difference, you are able to make sure that the CEO or the executive management team are able to do what is right, not just for the organization, but also for their industry and society as a whole. I've been in public and private sector organizations all over the continent, and sometimes even outside the continent, and I know the difference. Sometimes, unfortunately, my brothers and sisters, they sit on the board and they believe that they can interfere in management. Not that they want to, but sometimes they don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The understanding of the line between supervising and also managing, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes they're a bit blurred, and you have to be very careful and respect those boundaries. Otherwise, you create a lot of tension, unnecessary tension.
But Prof, so not to have that happening, how should an organization, make sure that the laws are clear? There are excellent laws that are detailing what the board should do, what an MD or CEO should do, and all other committees should do.
What happens is it's not laws, it's basically having the policy and having the guidelines and the charters that differentiate between being a manager and a board non-executive director.
Right.
And these days it's becoming more and more clear to a lot of the people that sit on the board. Their job is mostly to supervise and not to basically interfere in the day-to-day management affairs, because that is not their duty. Their duty is to protect and also ensure what is approved to be done is done. And that is where you have the committees come in terms of making sure that they really critique what the CEO and the executive management is doing and then feed it back to the board. Because boards are only effective if their committees are effective. In our part of the world, and it's not just Ghana, please don't get me wrong, the entire continent has a challenge whereby they obviously don't get the committees of the board to really do what they are supposed to do. Dig deep and find out what is happening and then report back to the board, and then the board will make a decision. So if your committees are not really functioning, your board becomes dysfunctional. A lot of the issues to do with the infractions every year from the Ghana Audit Service is because of the unfortunate, ineffective committees on a lot of these boards, because they don't dig deep to find out what is happening. And unless we correct that, every year there will be these reports coming out. 20 billion losses and all that. And then at the end of the day, we keep on spending money to try and get it back. It's not a win-win situation, it's a win-lose. So we need to find a way of making sure that the committees are effective.
Okay.
And that is why we are having this year's summit to do with the committees of the board, because they are critical to the economic emancipation of Ghana and the rest of the continent. The committees is very, very critical.
Prof, is there an understanding of the work that they're supposed to do? Because as you say, sometimes the committees are idle, not pushing to dig deep and all of that. Do they understand? Do you understand that as a committee, we need to do this? We need to be able to get the date on this. We need to make sure that this works. Or for the committee also, who plays the supervisory role over them to see that they are doing what they're supposed to do?
Yes. You see, the unfortunate reality is that people might know what to do, but do they know how to?
How to?
There's a difference. You know, but how do you resolve the issue? And that's where sometimes there's a bit of a confusion in terms of what committees are there. Everybody knows committees of the board, the finance and audit, the ESG, the HR committees of the board. But how are they supposed to support the board? They are there to support the board. And sometimes the systems doesn't allow for there to be some orientation, for there to be some training. That is why me and my team have embarked on the mission that we need to find a way of making sure that the board and these committees understand what they are supposed to do and how they are supposed to help the board. The board meets every quarter. The board meets for a couple of hours. I don't believe in whole day board meetings, because after 3 hours you switch off.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you have the committees and you've tasked the committees to do the analysis and report back to the board, then you see that you have an effective board. Labadi is what it is because I made sure as the chairman of the board that the committees dig deep into what the CEO was doing. Not interfering, but gather the data, analyze it and feed it back to the board. That is why Labadi is where it is right now. A lot of companies are also obviously doing the same. Some of these best managed companies, it's not because the CEO, it's because the committees
are working.
And that is what we need to really home in on. And once we've done that, you see that the infractions every year will start going down and down and down and down, because the supervisory tax of the board is working. You can't just rely on the board. You need the committees of the board. The chairman is one person. Governance is about a collective decision making. It's about protecting. It's about impacting. It is about generational thinking. What you decide today affects tomorrow and the days to come.
Prof, as we're talking about this so that the committees do their work, where do we draw the line of the committees, various committees that will be formed to hold the CEO accountable, but also not to cross a certain line, with regards to holding the CEO accountable?
Well, there's a fine line, as I mentioned earlier. And if you respect the CEO also respects you. The way you deal with CEO is that you need to know what you are talking about. Before you engage a CEO, you need to be able to have the facts. Let the CEO know that he can't come and, just say anything and get away with it. The unfortunate reality, again, is that a lot of our chairpersons don't do their homework. And if you don't do your homework, the CEO obviously take advantage. And the only way you can also make sure the CEO is doing what's supposed to do is through the committees. Because you cannot, not the person doing all the research. You use your committees to really do the homework. And if the CEO knows that Big Brother, as we are called, as the board, is watching and know that we will question every detail, they will make sure that they do what they are supposed to do in the interest of their business, in the interest of their industry, and in the interest of society, and for the yet unborn.
And so, Prof, I really get that this is why you're putting this summit together. But also now in a generation where we're having very young people like myself in politics and are being put onto boards, I know some of my friends, like Dr. Samia is on a number of boards, presidential aid, and some other young people, Victor Kuto, and others. What would you want to see from younger people in positions like that? You know, as you want to impact into all of us who are walking that same line, what would you want to see from them? Because it's also a very different generation who are very straightforward, asking questions and all of that. But what really would you want to see from young people in positions like that?
The young and the future leaders of our society and the continent at large needs to be prepared to learn from the likes of us.
Okay.
We need to mentor yourselves.
Okay.
At least we are not perfect, but at least we have the experience. Learn from us and be better than us. You know, and sometimes you just need to ask. Sometimes you just need to be able to say that I have a lot to learn from the older generation.
Okay.
Because we've been through it, we've made our mistakes, and the last thing we want is for you to be
to continue with that mistake.
Yes. That is what drives individuals like myself. That we need to support you, because at the end of the day, if it works for you, we'll have a decent pension and a decent life before we also obviously pass on. So you need to be able to prepare to learn from us. Don't see us as the old bags that are going to obviously disappear soon. We are still here to contribute to society. And mentorship is the key. And executive coaching, how we coach you, what to say and what not to say, what to look out for if you are a member of a committee, what to look out for if your CEO is becoming too powerful. How do you contain?
And that was the question I was coming to. That we've seen in some institutions over the past, where CEOs, become so powerful. Sometimes board members even come out to talk about it.
Yes.
If a CEO gets to that point, as a board, what do you do?
The only way you can contain such a CEO is to know what you are talking about, and you'll be able to stand against it. And even if it gets out of hand, you need to be able to walk away and say, no, you have to go back to the person that appointed.
Okay.
To really be bold and say, this is not working. It's about performance. And if the performance continues, sometimes the CEO becomes a bit arrogant.
Okay.
But bear in mind that it's the board that made the performance. And that should be made known, because without a board, the performance will always be temporary.
Sometimes it may be difficult.
Life is not easy. Everything is difficult. But it's the way and manner in which you do your homework, the way and manner in which you obviously research and be able to have a conscience and do what is right, even for the CEO, him or herself. Because at the end of the day, if the CEO becomes complacent, we've seen it happen in our part of the world, whereby the CEO was, I can mention this because it's public knowledge. I feel very, very sad with what has happened to ZPay.
Oh, right.
Because I've been following ZPay for a couple of years. And a couple of weeks ago, we all heard what has been happening with that organization. And it's because the board and the committees, not that they did not do their work, they could have been more in their supervisory duties to help the CEO. Right now, look at where ZPay is. His house and this. And I feel very, very sad. And I believe that we can do better to protect and help to grow institutions like an organization like ZPay if we are able to challenge some of these things that obviously we leave for too late. I don't want to mention things in the public sector. We all know some of the things that are happening. But for me, I'm a perpetual optimist. It's going to come right. Let's look beyond some of these challenges and collectively, as professional, I call myself a professional chairperson, we can make a difference to the society and the Ghana and the rest of Africa we desire.
If a company fails, and joining from the example you made, and the president, the last year or early this year, met together with SIGA, met CEOs, MDs, board members, and told them what it was, that too many companies, state-owned institutions are making huge losses. when it gets to a point like that, where losses are being made, everything is not looking too good, how do they get themselves back up? Where does it start from?
We need to look at the root causes of some of these issues.
Okay.
Sometimes we try to, just come up with temporary solutions. We need to address the root cause. Okay. Some of the problems are very deep. And unless we get to the root cause, we just be just scratching the surface. We are not going anywhere. A lot of these state institutions are saddled with debt, sitting on their balance sheets. We've got to be bold. Say, what do we do with this debt? We've got to be bold. Who do we appoint? How do we measure the performance? Should it be just 4 years, or we have to fire the people that we've appointed if they're not delivering? These are very painful decisions that have to be made. But you can only do that, some of these things, through the committees of the board, because they will dig deep and find out what is happening and make recommendations to the board. And then obviously the board will meet, they will have their discussions, and they make recommendations to the shareholder, which in state-owned entities is the government, that this person is not performing. So it has to be removed.
From all you say, it's being bold about it.
Yes.
You cannot be silent when the ship is sinking.
Yeah, they're sinking, because when it sinks, we all sink. We all sink. Sometimes I feel sorry for our finance minister, because the money in the kitty is very, very small. And then there are a lot of challenges that needs the money.
Yeah.
And then he has to also go and support state-owned institutions, because we can't allow it to collapse. That is the work of the board and the committees, to be able to be bold enough to make recommendations to the minister. Then at the end of the day, the shareholder will decide whether we do this or not. We all know a lot of these institutions.
A lot of them
yes,
are huge losses.
Yeah, they have to be bailed out. See, but for me, I'm hopeful.
Prof is hopeful that things will get better. So in his book on page 108, Prof talks about the right mix and board balance. Page 108, and it's interesting here. You write that an effective board is generally balanced in several respects, including size, age, tenure, competence, and integrity, commitment to fiduciary responsibility, skills, type of directors, and diversity. Explain that for me.
Yeah. When you set up a board, the worst thing you can do to any organization is to have square pegs in round holes.
Okay.
You need to have a balance. You need to be able to have a board that is prepared to learn. There has to be also what I call continuity.
Okay.
Don't just ignore the previous. Learn from the previous board so that you can continue.
Okay.
Now, in terms of the balance, I really believe that if you can have the competence and also what I would call the diversity, including women, you have different perspectives.
Okay.
The board I've sat on in the last 10 years has been successful. Not all of them, but I could say 90% have been very successful because of the diversity, the competence, the boldness of the people that were prepared to ask questions, not to be silent and get their board fees every month or so. No, they were prepared. And some of them, including myself, have walked away from a board, resigned because we did not agree.
Hey, you resigned?
Yes.
But it doesn't happen often. So if you say that, I'd be surprised about it.
Yes, and you resign. Because at the end of the day, when the ship sinks, you sink with it. And are you prepared to do that?
We mentioned that Professor Douglas Boate was part of the board that sank this company.
Exactly. Yes. I don't want that. And sometimes when you make that move, it also emboldens the others. That if this man is prepared to walk away, then maybe there's something really coming. So I better wake up.
So, Prof, at this summit, we're going to hear all of these things that you share with us.
Oh, yes. And then as part of the knowledge development agenda for Ghana and the rest of the continent, I've written a new book, which is called The Committees of the Board. This is it.
Okay.
Which every every attendee will get a copy. And it basically explains what the committee of the board is supposed to do. And it also help to, well, impart knowledge that if you are part of the committee, this is the things that you need to look out for as a non-executive director of a board.
Okay. So this summit is, when is it happening?
October 7th at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Every year it happens at the Labadi Beach Hotel for the last 3 years, and it's supported by the presidency.
Okay.
They've all supported because it's a national and a continental initiative. And it attracts just about 1,000 chief executives. They all come to Labadi for 1 day session. Yes, yeah. Last year was the chief of staff, Honorable Dr. Deborah, that was available to give the keynote speech. This year it's going to be even more exciting. Watch the space. Who is going to be the keynote speaker? And,
Prof, you will tell us.
Not yet. Not yet.
We should watch. We should watch it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So 7th October.
7th October at the Labadi Beach Hotel, and it's to do with the committees of the board, the engine of boardroom effectiveness.
The engine of. I want to pick a few. I've just been opening and flipping through to see. So, chairpersons are responsible for setting the tone for an effective board, as well as its performance culture. Yes. They are responsible for creating an environment conducive for director discussion, engagement, and debate. An effective chairperson also plays a vital role in establishing open and honest communication with the CEO.
Yes.
How is the chairperson selected? And then, with this rule that you've put here, if a chairperson is not able to do this and comes across as, well, very nonchalant about the work, then the company is going to fail.
Yes. The chairperson needs to be confident, needs to know at least the sector, needs to be able to obviously question, but not dominate. No. You don't dominate. If you are a chairperson, you have one of many non-executive directors.
Okay.
You should allow other members to express their viewpoint. You may not agree, but you have to agree to disagree. It's a consensus, collective decision making. There are instances where the board chair has obviously, it's my way or the highway. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to be able to have an open mind. Let people express their view. And that is how I chair boards. And it's worked for me. And I've also mentored quite a few to also adopt the same philosophy. Yeah, and it's worked.
Prof, thank you very much for coming.
I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you.
This one, I'd have to be the 7th October.
7th October.
Labadi.
Yes.
What day is that?
That's, I think it's a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. If it's a Wednesday,
yes.
I'll take leave. I'll tell him I'll take leave.
You should be there, and you see there will be a panel discussion, and we'll have some of the most respected board people on the continent expressing their views and giving guidelines to the youth. I'm presuming you are the
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, that are coming up, and how they can really help to shape the Ghana and the rest of Africa we desire through the boardroom.
Right.
Yes.
Professor Douglas Boatin, thank you so much for coming in.
I appreciate your time and the invitation.
Yes,
and good luck to Ghana. The best of Ghana is still ahead of us.
The best of Ghana is still ahead of us.
Yes.
So let's meet on the 7th of October at Labadi for this all-important summit. Very important. Right, so on Friday, we're bringing to you the Clean Conference 2026. We're assembling every stakeholder in the sanitation space. The Chief of Staff, the government are all coming for the Clean Conference on Friday, 21st of August. My colleague, Ekuya Bebio, visited one of the communities here in Accra as we draw near to the conference to see how clean the environment is.
It's about 6 a.m. and this is the time of the day most people wake up, take their bath and use the washroom before starting their daily activities. But in this part of the nation's capital, finding a clean and hygienic place of convenience is often a challenge.
For some, it is simply a beach. For others, it is a place to work. And for some residents, the shoreline has become a place to relieve themselves. This is Jamestown, one of Accra's historic coastal communities. Behind its vibrant streets and rich history is a sanitation challenge that raises a much bigger question. How far has Ghana come in its journey towards universal access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene?
Yeah, we have a toilet for here. It's a dirty toilet. If you enter the toilet, it's not a nice toilet. We are there, we say, if you enter the toilet, you see plenty dirty things. The toilet paper is not dirty. The toilet is not good for years. As you want the AMA come and see the toilet, they do something nice for these people. We are there. We are here. But if you say the government want to know how the toilet is still here, we said dirty. If you enter inside, you see water from water. Before you enter inside, you see somebody go shit. You forget the toilet. You shit for the no shit for the toilet. You shit for this different place. And it's no nice for wears. Guys, they want to the government come and help this toilet.
From here where I stand, you are moving right to the way we call it seashore. Around the area is called Kofuri. Down there. Many people, you go toilet. Even when you go there, plastic. Many plastic in the boiler. It's not down there. Over right now, when you move to there, my brother can go and show you there. It will be nice. Many people go for AMA to report. They didn't. Yes. Many people enter there. So today, I am here. I want to say something. Whether you can help us about this thing, because all I think they do too much.
For residents who depend on public toilet facilities, the question is not whether sanitation matters. It is how accessible and affordable these facilities are.
In a day, about how many people visit this facility?
There are many, I can't count. There are many, but...
Would they be up to 50 in a day?
Oh, more than 50. There are many. That's why I said I can't count. Some of them don't have it. But now and then, some of them they just make some in the homes. Yeah. But those who just come here, they are the people like they don't have any houses. Yeah.
SDG 6 calls for clean water and sanitation for all by 2030, and the deadline is only 4 years away.
Sustainable Development Goal 6 is not just about numbers and international commitments, but whether people can have access to safe drinking water and adequate hygiene facilities, whether wastewater is safely managed, and whether people can live in an environment where sanitation does not threaten their health.
In 2020, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly provided 250 household toilet facilities at no cost to beneficiaries in coastal communities, including Jamestown. But have these interventions been enough? SDG 6 also calls for the protection of water resources and the reduction of pollution. Our focus now turns to traditional basket weaving, examining how artisans manage the waste generated in the production process.
It will be good to have dustbins here, which will be emptied perhaps weekly.
Say now opina eba far. I think say no so nkebe boyen. Ye wo ngetenkete bi omu a e bia ba aban bi atie gu anu mane ya ye gu anu ngetenkete na ne de wo pake wo shop na akra no wo paman kisi so mu a wo gina ho kra bi a 3 seconds na shit.
The sanitation, water and environmental challenges require concerted national action. This is why Metro TV, Metro Digital, Original TV and Original FM present the Clean Conference 2026.
Behind me is the City Conference Hall, and this is where ideas, experiences and solutions will come together in a collective effort to drive meaningful change.
The Clean Conference 2026 kicks off on Friday, 21st August 2026, exactly at 9 a.m. at the University of Ghana City Conference Hall, under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards the UN SDGs Agenda 2030, with a focus on SDG 6, SDG 7 and SDG 12.
Ignite Media is positioning itself as a major advocacy platform for sanitation conversations, and not only sanitation conversations, the wash sector, so water, sanitation, hygiene, environment, sustainability, and so on and so forth. A lot of people concentrate on the silting of gutters and so on and so forth, but the conversation is not only about that. It's about the generation of waste from our houses, through our offices, to the manufacturing companies, the plastic companies, the beverage companies.
That was head of news and operations here at Ignite Media, Manoko Sefrie. They're talking to us about the Clean Conference happening on Friday at the University of Ghana City Conference Hall. It's free under the auspices of the Chief of Staff and, of course, the Gamancha. Please come around. Let's talk about our environment and how to keep it clean. And that was a report from Equia Apepio. We're back in here. So we're going to talk about the NPP and the reorganization. Of course, on the 3rd of October, they're heading to Kumasi for the national executive election. And there's a gentleman who wants a position at the national level. And you know him as Adenta Kumi. He is Alfred Abebio Kumi. And today he's here with me. So we'll talk about his aspirations to become national youth organizer for the party. Adenta Kumi, welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana. How are you doing?
Good afternoon to your cherished viewers, listeners all over the world. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Almighty God for such an opportunity to be on your platform, to your producers and to yourself for also hosting me. And I wish that we are going to have a very fruitful conversation.
Right. A conversation about your aspirations for the party and some other things. On social media, you've been very vocal. We've seen you speaking a lot in your... Is that your new campaign outfit, the Jalabia? I saw you that.
I think it was just one of the days that it was a Friday, so you had that we had to go to the mosques, and from the mosques I just had to zoom back into campaign. That was in the upper east region of Ghana.
Oh, yes. It looked good on you.
Thank you so much.
What's your strategy for this campaign? Is it to be seen, visible, loud on social media? And across every space that you get, you see delegates available. Is that what the strategy is?
You know, one of the things I've always understood about myself is that most of the things I say have the tendency of going out and has the tendency of going public. But I don't believe that the work of me campaigning to delegates, it's on social media. The work is on the ground. That's why I'm taking my time to visit. When you ask everyone in the upper west and upper east regions and other regions I've visited, they tell you that I come to their constituency one by one because I want to feel the job on the ground. I want to feel how the people feel. I want to know the problems of the people, because when you become a national executive, you're not a national executive just in Greater Accra or in the party headquarters at Asalam Down, but you have to have an understanding of what everybody feels, the problems of everyone in their constituency. And running for national youth organizer, I tell people that I'm not running because I'm young. I'm running because I understand the work ahead. I understand the grievances of the youth. I understand what the youth, the aspirations are. And so with all this understanding, you must come to a conclusion that you want to do this and bring this kind of results. I mean, you look at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the work he's done so far for the party. We've had one of the most successful and peaceful regional elections under his leadership and that of the national executive. It tells you that this is a man who is ready to reunite the party. This is a man who is ready to motivate and give opportunities to people in the party. So some of the statements that came out from his team was that he has no candidate. They are looking for a candidate that can what? Can win power for the party. That's very important.
That's very important.
A political party comes together to win power and govern and bring prosperity into the nation. And for NPP, that's all about it.
Okay. So, if you say you know what the youth want, what do they want, except for the NPP? Richard Anyagba was here yesterday talking about the grassroots. You're also talking about getting back to the base. Is that what they've been telling you, that they've been left, away from the executive? So there's a gap between. Is that what they're telling you?
Yeah. Yes. Well, someone will say, who bridges the gap?
Okay.
Who are those who bridge the gap? I keep telling people everything rises and falls on leadership. Your understanding of what leadership is what will be able to bridge the gap between you and your followers. When you listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia very well, one of the things you get to understand is that he is not building a party of leadership and followers. He's building a party of responsible leaders, where everybody, even from the top to the down, will say that I am a leader in Ghana. And to do that, there must be a good and healthy relationship between the top and the down. Whatever it is life. Some will be at the top, some will be given the opportunity to serve in positions. But when you are serving, you have to serve in humility. When you are serving, you have to serve in a way that you remember that it was at the back of a few people or a group of people that you got to where you are. And so your service does not go for you yourself, or your service is not about yourself, but your service is about the results that you produce for the people that put you there to be grateful. So if I get the chance to be national youth organizer, it's not about Alfred Kumi. I don't believe in creating personalities. It's about how we can organize the New Patriotic Party youth in a way that we just don't get up every time to say that we are waiting for election. We have to have one proper organization. And for me, proper organization is that we build a youth wing that has permanent organization. We don't have to wait for 3 months to election to say that we are mobilizing. No, I don't believe in that. So you ask yourself, what is the readiness of the people any day, any time? Because you don't even know when the by-election can even happen in any constituency.
You don't see that in the party now?
Well, I wouldn't want to say what is in the party. I'm telling you what I'm bringing.
But it's based on that you're also bringing out your vision.
I mean, it's not based on what I want, but it's based on what the people want. Because before you can come out and want a position, you must understand the grievances and the desires of the people going forward.
You are a youth yourself.
Yes.
What do you see in the party that you want to change as a member of the party?
What I see the party that I want to change, it's not about just me. That's what I keep telling you.
I'm just making a reference because you're a youth who is a member of the party, and you're also wanting to stand for the youth of the party across the country, right? So you being a member, being a young person in the NPP, what have you seen? What is that as a young person you do not appreciate from the party, and also hearing from the others, you want to stand in and make things right?
You know, one of the things we must understand is that there's always room for improvement. And whatever we want to do, we just want to improve on the structures that are already there. I believe that the youth wing can do better. And when I leave, there's a saying in Chi that Berima Beyebi. So when I leave, there will be someone who come and do better than I did. Because as a young leader, I want to see that whoever becomes my predecessor does better than me. Times have changed. Times have changed. Things are not the way it used to be before. Today, someone will tell you that social media even has influence on winning election. One of the things I want to see is that we have a strong social media mobilization. And people that are really motivated to help the party on social media, not just go and work for the party. You must motivate people to work. Sometimes motivation comes in opportunities. What opportunity can we give people? Is it job opportunity? As in fact, when I become National Youth Commander, National Youth Organizer, sorry, they usually use the word commander, National Youth Organizer. One of the things I'm looking at is, first of all, creating a strong and reliable secretariat for the National Youth.
Strong and reliable secretariat.
Yes, one that, first of all, organizes daily, that you can say that we have a daily active youth wing.
Okay.
Not one that you have to wait for elections.
One that is across the country also.
All over the country. 2, one that motivates people to enjoy the work they are doing for the party.
Okay.
So if you're a youth officer or you're a person under 40 who works in the party, how are you going to be motivated? How are you going to be resourced? These are things that we need to look at in the shortest possible term. You have to also look at the social media that I was talking to you about. How are we also motivating our people on social media? How are we having strategic conversations with them? Then the last but not the least, we cannot wait to come to government to find opportunities for people. Why is there the private sector? As the national youth officer of the party, I have to look at an opportunity where I find, let me say, I have to build a platform where I find job opportunities for people to develop their skills, opportunities for apprenticeship.
Okay.
So I don't have to sit down and say that, they are members of TESCON, they want internship, we are not in government. It's a lazy man's excuse. Because Dr. Bawumia today is doing a lot, even though we are not in government.
So you can find that for them.
So we must, we must do that and build that opportunity. Even if you start with 1,000 people across the country, it will develop. So these are the things we are looking at. The private sector is big. How can we look for jobs for people? How can we build that platform? So it's about skills, apprenticeship, and the opportunity to get jobs for people.
In the run-up to the last election and the aftermath thereof, the word talks about your main opposition, the NDC, being very appealing to young people, and that aided, them in the results that we saw. In the run-up to the 28th election from now, as you want to become National Youth Organizer, how are you going to, because you're rebuilding again, how are you going to make sure that the party is this still attractive to young people?
Yeah, the party is very attractive to young people. I mean, you saw the demonstration that happened recently on 6th August. If the party wasn't attractive to young people, you wouldn't have that numbers.
A lot of young people understood what was happening.
Yes, but I'm saying that let's create a new system. Or let's build upon the old system where we can give more opportunities, because it's not just a few people that come to help the political party to win power. So when MPP comes, what I'm promising is that Dr. Bawumia going around said something that every constituency is going to give 10 appointments. You remember that? What do you think informed that? There's a lot that went into that information. I'm saying and I'm pleading that it's going to be a 50-50 affair. Today, if you look at our voter register, what you see is that 80% of the people that vote are young people. So it tells you that the majority that makes the decision to who becomes president, to who becomes MP, to who becomes a leader in this country, they do what?
Are the young people.
Are the young people. So if they are the young people, we are not saying that we are going to fight for that 80%. We are saying 50-50. And that even gives the government a platform to groom people in the party. It's not just the opportunity you are giving people, but also thinking about the next generation of people in the party, so that grassroots MPP does not feel that they are always grassroots, but they are part of the people that makes this party win and also govern. So we don't want the youth to become just spectators. We want them to become government partners.
Because it has been said that for your party, you don't give young people opportunities.
That is what it has been said, but that is not true. We've seen the likes of Samuel Uku, we've seen the MP for Bantimas, and so people like to make a whole lot of noise.
Now maybe when we talk about young people, maybe we say Samuel Uku and
there's a lot. Kofi Ofosu comes. The list goes on.
So it's not true.
I mean, even Adenta Kumi, who gives me the platform, who gave me the platform to be on TV, it's the party. party.
Okay.
Are you getting it? But I'm saying that the party can do
more.
You get it? So those misconceptions that MPP is not attractive to the youth, it's a lie. But I'm saying that the party can do more because the numbers, the population is growing.
Okay.
So we have to create a platform that does it more. Where did Miracles Abuaje come from?
Okay.
Is he not a youth?
Are the people understanding your message?
Well, when you go there, you see, I mean, people understanding your message is one thing, but people also willing to vote for you is another thing.
They understand.
It's not everybody that don't get it wrong. It's not everybody that will understand you and like you. Okay. But I'm lucky to get the favor of the Lord.
So you've got both of them. They understand the message and they like you also to vote for you to become the youth organizer.
Yes. And before we even continue on whether people like me, I was talking about the 50-50.
Right.
Zooming into the 50-50, what I'm saying is that when Dr. Bawumia chooses a CEO, the deputy must be a youth for grooming purposes.
Okay.
When he chooses a minister of state, the deputy must be a youth. Someone will ask, oh, are they competent? Where do you get competence from if you don't give people the opportunity to serve?
From
when you get, yes, precisely. Precisely, and we've seen it in this country. But what we want to do at this point is that we have to do it on a large scale so that we can have a lot of youth benefiting from it. Okay. And also on the issue of whether people are understanding the message or not. I mean, I'm getting a lot of solid feedback.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of support that amazes me. But for me, I think it's all by the grace of God.
Okay.
It's not because of what I am or who I am. Probably I have the capability and capacity to deliver victory for the New Patriotic Party. As I always keep telling people, whatever we have to do to win election 2028, we are going to do it for Dr. Bawumia to become president of this great republic.
Okay, right. So the message is clear from him. He says that he wants to strengthen the youth base of the party, and so he is standing to become the national youth organizer for the party on October 3 in Kumasi. Yes, he wants you to vote for you.
Yes.
Yes, to become the next leader for the youth in the party. We have just a few minutes to go, Adenta. Hopefully, as time is, we have some more time before October. We can have you come in again. I have this.
That'll be fantastic.
This with me, and this is a petition for assistance to arrest and prosecute Prophet Isaac Nyako and Reverend Isaac Osubenpa for causing breach of public peace. And I, Alfred Abebio Kumieke, Adenta Kumie, a citizen of Ghana, my genuine concern is in sync with millions of Ghanaians over publication by Prophet Dr. Isaac Nyako of Grace Impartation Power Ministries on all social media platforms deliberately to cause breach of public peace with a clear knowledge of such actions causing anger and distress amongst different classes of our society. I duly urge your office to swiftly intervene by honoring the subject above in accordance with the laws of Ghana. So you provide all of that. What has it done to you?
Oh, nobody has done anything.
Or what have they done to you?
I mean,
Prophet Isaac Nyako and Reverend Isaac Osubenpa.
You see, we are building a nation, my brother. We are not building a political party.
Okay.
Do you understand? We are building a nation. Every political party seeks power to come and build a nation. If you have a platform that people listen to you, you must ask yourself on that platform, what are the type of people that listen to you?
Okay.
It's very, very important. And what are the things that you can say that will cause fear and panic and that will also insult others? Ghana has enjoyed some peace. When I wrote I wrote 2 letters, one to the Christian Council.
Yeah, I see that with the Christian Council and the IGP.
Yes, and I was telling the Christian Council that Ghana has enjoyed peace for many years, and we must never assume that this peace will come automatically to protect itself. We must never assume that this peace that Ghana enjoys today will protect itself.
Okay.
And so, men of God, people that call themselves men of God, must be careful of utterances. These people that call themselves men of God, Christ said he came to seek and save those who are lost.
Okay.
You call yourself a man of God and you make allegations that somebody wants to kill you or something. So you stand on your platform and curse a whole political party, people that don't even have anything to do with you. You had an issue with a certain group of people in a certain society, and you take the matter and say that you are cursing everybody.
Okay. So that's why you're not happy about that, and you want the IGP.
Would you be happy if I have an issue with you today, then I curse your whole family, or I have an issue with your brother, or I claim to have an issue with your brother, then I come and curse your whole family? What does that even mean? And I call myself a man of God. If this was an MPP tagged person who did that, do you think Ghana Police will? Recently, we saw a statement that a pastor had made. Look at how Ghana Police was so swift to pick him up, and look at the excesses of what happened. Those are the things. And today, we've seen that both religious groups are trying to calm the whole situation.
Yes. Okay.
Now, these are things that Ghanaians don't want to see.
Okay. So
these are things that
you've submitted it yet?
Yes, I have submitted it. You can see they've signed on it.
Okay,
Ghana Police said they don't sign on petitions that people bring. So I live it. But Christian Council have sent it. Okay. You see, we have to protect this nation.
Okay.
Whatever be the case.
The peace is important for us. Yeah.
We have to protect this nation, the peace of this nation.
Right.
But people also have to understand that their right ends at somebody's doorstep.
Okay.
The fact that you have the right to say what you want to say doesn't mean that you just have to say anything about a certain group of people.
We'll see how this goes. Right, we'll see how this goes.
I'm praying so. I'm praying that Ghana Police takes this very serious, because we know if there were other people, they will do it. So we don't want to see favoritism.
We'll talk about this some other time. But
we'll see
how that goes. We have to wrap up. Alfred Abibio Kumi, Adenta Kumi, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, my brother.
Wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Where's your next step?
I'm going to file my nomination somewhere next week.
Next week, okay.
I had a group of people call me that I shouldn't go and pick my forms. They want to do
They'll do it for you.
And I'm like, hey,
people love you. People want you to get into that position. So we'll see how that goes.
For the party, they understand that I can do the job. I believe that with the help I'm getting from them, it's a partnership, and we can do the job together.
Thank you so much for coming in this
afternoon. Thank you so much.
Alfred.
Thank you.
Abibio Kumi, also known as Adenta Kumi, is NPP Youth Organizer Hopeful in the upcoming national election. We're taking a break. When we come back, we're talking about Tahila Experience 2026. Oyema Mess will be joining us. Stay with us.
Of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561-032-252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and then a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man swing, and a sense of Mama Hoto so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all. Her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we got you.
You get it?
You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone. With an upgrade on us, just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana, and we'll have our final conversation for this afternoon on the program. We're live on DSTV channel 277 and also on YouTube, Metro TV Ghana. So joining me is an amazing woman of God, and Mercy Amwa. I beg of Mercy Amwa has joined me here. Also known as Wahima Mercy. She's joined me here to talk about the Healing Experience 2026. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
When was the last time you heard Mercy Amwa?
Oh, it's been a long time.
I tell you.
Oh, 16 years ago.
Okay.
But it's good.
It's good to hear your real name. No, it's true. Sometimes people in their social media, in the showbiz space.
Of course.
You
need to know that I was once called Mercy Amwa.
Madam Mercy Amwa.
Yes. Teacher Mercy.
Teacher Mercy. Do you miss that?
Very, very much.
Okay.
Oh, it's lovely teaching in a classroom. Sometimes interacting with the kids, you learn a lot.
Okay.
Behaviors, character, different characters. It's amazing.
And that helps you in the space, so you have a lot of people around you to understand them.
Yes.
Also.
Yes.
Right. Tahila Experience 2026. 13 years. Right?
Tahila Experience has turned now into a pilgrimage.
Right.
That every year people that believe on that altar visit to renew their covenant with the Lord. And for me this year, it's not different. The different every year is the theme.
Right.
And this year we are having the altar of worship.
That's
the altar of fire. It's going to be something else.
When you think about it, and you go to biblically, altar of fire, it's crazy.
Yes, and we are bringing, in the last year we were doing revival and still rekindling the power of the Holy Ghost and the power, the presence of the Holy Ghost carry. And we believe that the Holy Ghost, the fire of the Holy Ghost has the power to move into altars. Believe that it carry the power to move into every battle you are going through.
Okay.
And this year we are still visiting families. And you can't come alone. You have to come with a family. That every battle that the family is going through, the Lord through the power of the Holy Ghost, will revisit and then take off every burden and move in a different dimension to bring out another phase of the family. So we are believing that the hand of God through the power of the Holy Ghost is going to be massive.
For Christian events like yours, it's not just about coming and watching the ministers on stage, the light or whatever happens there. It's about the impact that it has on the lives of people who come around. What are some of the things that you've seen or you've been told about the Taylor experience and the testimonies that come along with it? Sometimes on your videos on YouTube, you read a number of them. People share there, but give me a top 2 testimonies that.
Okay, so let me use Nanama McBrown's testimony, for instance, coming to Taylor experience, believing that she need the fruit of the womb, and God answered. And Nanama McBrown has a passion of talking about. She has a different way of talking to people about Taylor experience because she was there.
She has experienced it.
She has experienced it. It's different. Experiencing and then somebody telling you. And I also want to talk about a very fine gentleman that was going through the issue of epilepsy. And somewhere 2021, he came to Tahila Experience, and by the grace of God, he hasn't experienced that issue again. I can go on and on, can talk about the twins, a man of God coming to Tahila Experience, and somewhere 2024, they came on the stage and were sharing how God answered after 15 years with the issue of childbirth. I can go on and on. It's a lot.
It's
a lot. Oh, God is here.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
Now this year I'll come for my testimony.
You can't miss it.
No. I've been to. I've always done the promotion. Yes. I'm sure maybe every year when I have to be at the program, I'm traveling to Kumasi or something.
One amazing testimony I want to share. Whilst you are coming, the reason is bringing somebody is this. 3 ladies book.
So that's it on the screen, Altar of Fire.
Yes.
The Hila Experience.
Yes, and look at the artwork.
Yes.
It speaks a lot. So these ladies came with the mindset that we are moving with faith. One was looking for a job for after 7 years, tried every means and was not getting it. Another friend was having the issue of blood for about 3 weeks, and then one lady too was waiting for green card response for her to go for her visa. And these 3 ladies came to Tahila Experience. It was actually raining very heavily. They came, stood in the rain, and whatever they were looking for, God answered. So it is not about you just coming to the program. The mindset is very, very important. Have a purpose, have a mindset that I'm not just coming to entertain myself, but this is where I've seen the hand of God doing a lot in the lives of people, and I believe God will also touch me in a different
way. And for Tahila, there's always been an overflow. And sometimes you watch the people who are outside praise and worshiping, and you're thinking they're not inside, so they're not getting in contact with whatever the atmosphere is. But that's a lie. You need to be there, whether you're inside or outside. So far as you tap into the atmosphere, definitely you'll grab your testimony.
And this year, by the grace of God, we are moving to the Royal House Chapel, Papa Sam Crunchy Anchorage Church. It's really big, 20,000 capacity, and it's going to contain all of us.
And it's still free.
It's going to be free.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Forever.
One of the things for the gospel space to talk about is, of course, is the spiritual aspect of it. But for you, the stagecraft and everything is still excellence.
The entrance.
Every year we are waiting for something. So that you are being encouraged or you come with the Puma or something else.
This year is going to be crazy. Because the team itself, every year the team brings out the entrance. And this year, looking at the altar of fire, It's going to be something that mostly I don't want to talk about. You have to be there.
I see the gentleman who is there. I know he's doing some skirmishes. Some things will happen.
There's something very, very important about the entrance. That this where the testimonies come from.
Wow.
Most of the people that come to Tahila Experience are expectant of the entrance, because that is where they believe the presence that I'm coming in with, that is what they need to tap into. And I'm telling you, most of the people that have come to Tahila Experience, Mommy, when you were entering, I felt something. When you were entering, something happened. Healing, a whole lot of things happen. So the entrance is very, very important. Not just me coming in with whatever you are seeing, but the faith at which you are believing that I'm not just coming alone, I'm coming with the host of heaven. 10 things around.
And the way she's very calm, seated here, you know that that's how she is. So
calm.
That's not how you are.
No, I'm very calm.
You're not calm like this on the stage on the day. We know that. I also said, yeah, man, that's a good crap of what they say. You know, so on the that's September 13th. Yes, it's happening at the Royal House Chapel, just here, and you have your amazing brothers and sisters joining on the stage with us.
Different Pon Vivian Annan, Sisi Chum, myself, host of them. We also have 2 artists coming from, one from Zimbabwe, another one from Nigeria.
Mr. Eman Revelation.
I'm telling you, these are power couples that I love their ministry so much. And then Mahindri from Nigeria. We have lots of surprises too on that day, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I love the fact that last year I wasn't there, but I saw the video on YouTube. I mean, I played it all through from all the ministrations, Kofi Super Prime, all of that. Michelle Pine and
Kofi is on.
It was powerful. And so it's free, ladies and gentlemen. It's free at Royal House. Just come in and be part of this great event. And for the Gospel Space, once more, this is one that we hold dearly to our hearts. Every year we anticipate and know that it is going to happen. But are they giving you money? The people, are they giving you money?
I'm Mufus Camera. I need money badly.
They should bring money.
I support
it, because with all the names you're mentioning and how this has to.
We need help. We need help. We need a lot of help. Probably you're watching and you have something that you really want to sow a seed on an altar that you feel can really make impact in your life. Tahila Experience is the best
Tahila
place.
Experience, ladies and gentlemen, you can see from outfit Ojankwa happening on the 13th of September at the Royal House Chapel. It's free. Come meet Ohima Mercy, and in fact, come meet God, who'll be ministering through this amazing man of God and all the other ministers on the day. So be part of this. I've been wanting to ask you. You went to Nigeria.
Yes.
Administration, it was one of the most talked about.
Really?
Yeah. Was that?
Myself, I didn't even know what happened. It was after the program I watched some of the videos.
That was something else.
I think it was the synagogue power, that was moving, because it was one of the biggest testimony myself.
Wow.
That forever I'll remember, because it was right after the program when I met this great woman of God, the wife of our father TB Joshua. She was telling me that whilst they were preparing the program, I wasn't part of the list. Then she was there and the Lord spoke to her that she should look for me. One of the amazing miracles that God started with me in the year 2026. Wow. I was called, and then she told me, I believe in your God. Minister out of your heart. And it was amazing. I only went with my organist. And the choir, the drama, everybody, I believe it was God that was doing it.
Wow.
People were vomiting. The presence was so much.
So strong. When it comes to Ohima Mercy, it's one of the things that you
we
know
pray.
That is strong. Yes, and so because of that, every year, for Tahila, you would organize your prayer walk. There'll be some online worship.
We are still in the 30 days fasting.
Oh, the fast has started already?
Yes.
Which are you?
Oh, you try 18.
18.
Yes.
I'll join you on the last day.
Yes. Oh.
Why is everybody laughing here? I'll join you on the last day. But the prayer walk is happening.
Yes, on the 29th of August.
Okay.
That's the last Saturday. We also want you to join. I love the prayer walk because that's the beginning of my ministry. And that is where God had mercy on me. And God gave me a name, Ohima Mercy. So prayer walk is part of me. I do it a lot. I know the testimonies that comes out of it. Lots of people can share testimonies previously with the prayer walk we have done. So this time we want to specially invite you wherever you are on the 29th of August, whilst we are ending our fasting at the Accra Shopping Mall. We are meeting there at exactly 5 a.m. Then right there we walk all the way to the Royal House Chapel.
Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, one case on baby, I'll in your mape, I'll in there, but then I'm in a second. Yeah, can't be brave, I can't send be pray. So it is free, this is already even charging. It is free. So you don't have any excuse not to be there. So see you on the 13th of September at Tehillah Experience 2026, and you will definitely be blessed. Ohima, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. Asana Bokono. And we are wrapping up. So let me say thank you to Adentakumi for coming, Professor Douglas Watson, thank you for coming, and the team for helping with today's production. But there's a song. My name is Desmond Okreko, so there's a song.
Oh, what to me pass? Obeyama
into bra.
Oh, what to me, Obeyama. Oh, what to me pass?
Obeyama.
Oh, to me
pass. Obeyama. Listen,
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
Good morning, Ghana. Wake up to the big matters of the nation with Moro Awudu.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
You left power at a time when you couldn't feel secondary to speak.
Hey, I have my standards, you have your standards.
No. I'm never interrupted you for a second.
Every morning, live on Metro TV.
If we don't do it, our energy sector will collapse and we'll be in the darkness. And it is actually going to cost us more to be in the darkness. You lost me about 2 turns back.
2025 all the way to 2028. That's the meaning of it. Because the government says that they are extending that tax. What is sensitivity? And that's and Honorable Dr. was uncommitted.
Unfiltered insights, groundbreaking perspectives.
Expenditure is key, but you can't spend when you don't have the money.
We go again next day. Good morning, Ghana. So, I have 10 Ghana cedis in my pocket. Now think about it. If 10 Ghana cedis could buy you anything at all, what would you buy? I can think about so many things. Are you ready? Watch this space.
Metro TV. Insightful and inspiring moments.
He orchestrated the murder. In opening statements, the killing was called an act of revenge.
For the first time since the Second World War, a far-right party could win power in a German state. When I came to Saxony-Anhalt to cover the regional elections, I didn't expect to find a fight for the soul of the nation.
Wir möchten nicht mehr und nicht weniger als Geschichte schreiben hier im September.
The Alternative for Germany sees an opportunity to implement its vision, not just in one state, but for the whole country.
Wir wollen unsere Heimat, unser Vaterland wieder vom Kopf auf die Füße stellen.
Let's be clear, Germany isn't run entirely from Berlin. Each of its 16 states has control over things like education, policing and parts of immigration. So if the AfD wins here in Saxony-Anhalt, victory would be more than symbolic. I wanted to know whether warnings about this party are exaggerated. So I spent 6 months talking to everyone I could, AfD politicians. Einige warnen, das ist eher ein Staatsstreich.
Das ist völliger Blödsinn.
The people voting for them.
Die nennen das Kind beim Namen.
Their opponents.
I think it's important to protest the far right.
Und gerade vor dem Hintergrund der deutschen Geschichte müssen wir hier an dieser Stelle natürlich sehr vorsichtig sein.
Historians and security officials.
It's very much comparable to the rise of the Nazis.
How did we get to the point where a party that triggers such comparisons could be so close to actually governing? And what happens if the AfD wins power? München, Saxony-Anhalt, west of Berlin, an AfD town hall. It's hard not to sense the frustration here. Wages and life expectancy are the lowest in the country. I've come to hear from the people flocking to the party.
Es wird doch nur das Geld sonst wohin gespendet. Aber die Schulen, die verkommen, die gucken nicht, wie die Rentner über die Runden kommen.
One thing quickly becomes clear. This isn't somewhere transformed by immigration. Migration here is lower than much of Germany, but many people still feel they've been left behind.
Wir wollen wieder Deutschland sein und nicht, dass wir ein Land sind, wo so viele Leute drin sind, die eigentlich nicht so richtig zu uns gehören. Nichts gegen die Ausländer, wirklich nicht, aber wir sind einfach kein reines Deutschland mehr.
The Conservative CDU party has run the state for 24 years. Now this man wants to take over. Ulrich Siegmund is a former perfume salesman turned TikTok star and now leading politician.
Holen wir uns nächstes Jahr endlich unser...
Offline, he has a history of networking